Alright, we're getting the pre-workout nutrition ready. So, I already had a shake right here, like a protein shake with milk, some honey inside. That right here is actually like my post-workout shake, this one. And now, with some coconut water, that's like my pre-workout booster. So, 3 different shakes. You know, some guys know I was a bartender in the past, so this gives me my little bartender feelings again, where I make the drinks. So, yeah, that's how it goes. Like in the morning, I can't eat. Like I have zero appetite at this point, so I just get some. Yeah, I just make sure to get my protein basically. And then, like this off season, a different approach. What I'm doing is eating more intuitive and gaintaining more in a sense. So that is something, yeah, very interesting what I'm trying out this time basically, and which works so far tremendously well, because the gym progressions, like the gym performance is basically like, yeah, like reflecting that. And yeah, since the last, I believe now, 6 weeks, I'm at the same body weight, more or less, even lost a little bit. And my progress in the gym, I get stronger and stronger, more and more progress, which shows me of like, hey, I don't need to have these massive surpluses and force feeding like crazy, where I always almost have to throw up. And I make just as good progress. And I think it's an even better sign, because if you maintain your body weight and you make progress, there you know, like more or less a one-on-one muscle gains, right? I could gain like, I mean I can't right now because my appetite's so low, but let's say if I could gain like 3 kg in a month, obviously I get much stronger because I'm just much heavier. But if you get stronger, better, more performance in the gym while maintaining the body weight, you know it. It's not because you're a heavier version of yourself. So that's a very interesting thing I'm trying out right now. And yeah, and the main reason for that is first and foremost, like also like the well-being side of things, like my digestion will be better, I will sleep better, I will feel better, therefore recover better. And another thing as well is, since my body fat at that point is so low, my body is just like in such an metabolic flexible state that I can just just recover from all the gym sessions and just make progress, because I know like since 2021 also my stage weight is always the same. So I know even gaining like 100 grams of more muscle made such a difference on my physique. So I know if I maintain my body weight more or less, might gain like a few 100 grams within a few months, or just mostly maintaining, it's like it already changes the physique so much. So that is like a thing I'm trying out this time, like even more laid back than I ever been before, nutrition wise. Like I make sure that I still track my calories, I still especially track my protein, getting my 3-4 protein feedings in a day. I still have a structure, all of it, but I'm more laid back in the sense when I have a day where I feel, oh, today I just eat 2,600 calories, I do it, right? So that is like the thing. So I'm still like, usually at least on like maintenance, if not like a very small deficit on some days. So yeah, that is how it goes, because the plan is to gain until or like not entering a mini cut until the end of the year, and that's how I have to do it. So yeah, this will be the plan. Super excited for it. And then as always, like I'm my own test project in a sense, and when I see my version on stage next year is much better, then I know like a lot of things being done right. And that is always like the main thing when it comes to training, nutrition, all of it is like always like how much better my physique gets. That's always my goal, and when it gets better while also feeling better, win-win. So yeah, this one is getting down now. Pre-workouts, about I think 300 milligrams of caffeine, 350 usually what I have before every session. Since years I don't cycle it. And leg day today. So I do believe it is 4 sets on the hack. So you're going to see me grind. Let's do it. Getting into the training side of things. I'm starting this one with lying leg curls followed by leg extensions. just because, yeah, I feel like it also warms my knees a little bit up right before the hack squat, and it doesn't really take performance away. Right, like a leg extensions is like more so a short and bias movement if I don't do any partial repetitions on it, and the lying leg curls as well. Right, it's just like the hamstring doing the work, and yeah, I really like this piece, this specific lying leg curl in my gym. It just feels also a little heavier in the stretch position, and it just feels quite good, quite natural. So all three sets right here to failure into partials as well. And I'm also like nowadays on the line that cause a slight bit less strict with my hips and pelvis and lower back, so I let it move just freely. I just make sure like I don't use excessive amounts of momentum, but I'm also not trying to keep it too stacked, and therefore I can't produce as much force. So that is like one thing I changed on this. So the flex leg extensions is such a good piece. I really like it. This is also actually a little bit heavier in the, yeah, in the mid range, like down there. The seat is quite nice, so that it's automatically putting you in a more stretched position with the rectus femoris, right? Like you automatically with this one a little more leaned back, and yeah, it just feels spot on. So I do the first set like, yeah, like 10 to 20 reps, so a higher rep set to get the knees also warmed up, and then three more sets, 6 to 10 reps. And yeah, I'm not going into partials here. So I keep all my performance for the right here for the Cybex, so with integrated partials. And some ask me why I do integrated partials. The main reason for that is it just gives me a little bit more time in the lengthened position, right? Like I spend a little bit more time down there. I also don't have to use as much load, which is quite nice. And yeah, so going down there, once the knees can't really travel too much forward. So once like I really feel like it's now just hip flexion, I go back up. So that is why on a hack squat going all the way down can make it actually a little bit easier, because you can bounce out of that hole with your hips, and not going all the way down makes it a little bit harder and more quad bias. So out of that down position, it's basically, yeah, traveling back with the knees and not too much with the hips. So yeah, those sets really wrecked me today. Like for the final set, I had to lay down for a few minutes to get it done. Sometimes, yeah, like a hack squat for me is really wiping me out. So I gotta be careful, always a little conservative right here with the RPE, that I don't push it way too hard. So I aim for like an RPE of like 8 or 9, so I don't go to total failure. If I do, it would really whack up my recovery on this one. And yeah, like single leg hip extensions, that's the new one. Feels quite good, right? Like doing it single leg. Same with like doing back movements like single arm. We can adjust ourselves, like having a sense of like a better alignment with it, right? And yeah, and also yeah, I just use a 5 kg plate on those, like yeah, around anywhere between 10 to 20 reps on those. And yeah, and just make sure that my back stays neutral throughout. So I try to not round my back, flex my back too much. So it's really just like with the hips and also with the seat, right? I don't put the seat like all the way up, so my spine can stay neutral throughout the movement, which is the goal. So I initiate it always with the hips, and therefore like yeah, like with the like having the hamstrings doing quite a bit of work. So after this one, good old seated calves. I see like seated calves sometimes get that bad rap of like, oh, I still do seated calves, straight leg calves. Yeah, like studies show like that it gets you the same amount of gains, but I do believe we shouldn't see it as black and white. And seated calves, it just feels amazing to me. It's a fun movement, I like it, and I feel I get into better dorsiflexion with seated calves than with straight leg calves. So it helps me also for my hack squat, right? Like for my Cybex hack squat. So this helps me, and I still do believe like getting there, because with like flexed knees you get into more dorsiflexion. I feel like there's still some benefit, especially if you go into lengthened partials on this one. So I wouldn't totally throw it out of the window. It's I think still a great movement. I really enjoy it. My reps on this one, 6 to 10, and then I do like, yeah, like also right here with the lower back crunches. Oh, this movement I really start to dig in right now. Like wow, next time I go up to 20 kg, I made huge progress on that one. So I'm excited to see how the erectors going to level up throughout the off season. And here, same thing, like 6 to 10 as the activation set. And then I do as many myo rep sets until I hit 15 in total. Again, so usually how it plays out here, I did 10 on the activation, and then I did like 4. I rested for like 20 seconds, another 4, 3, and then 2, then into partials here as well. So yeah, Such a good movement. I wish I would be as strong on my abs with this one, but on the abs I only use 2.5 kgs, which is already heavy. Might go up to, yeah, 5 kg on abs very soon. So yeah, like here I'm also showing you like, yeah, like the little rest period I take in between. I take them really like auto-regulative. So yeah, whenever I feel like, same with straight sets, I get like, yeah, like at least like 1/3 of the reps in I did on the activation. So if I did 10, my goal is to get at least 3 good reps in again. And I just rest as long once I feel like, hey, I get like 3 to 4 reps in here again. And here you can see I get like, yeah, solid 4 reps in, fully rounding the spine, extending it on top. And yeah, like a great movement. This one with like Jefferson curls I did before in the meso, also a great one. But the main benefit on this one is why it's very obvious. It's like it gives us more stability in a sense, right? With the glute ham raise, which is a very good thing. And right here, one of the hardest or the hardest ab movement for me, yeah, the GHR abs. Like this extra stretch, what you get there compared to like just doing crunches on the ground. Makes such a difference. Like this setup, like, yeah, like I am happy like with 2.5 kg that I got like 10 reps in on this one after. Yeah, that was huge, super huge. And yeah, that's the thing with the setup, right? The setup plays always such a huge role. So with the GHR, you can see like my hips can't really move freely on this one, right? And also on the lower back crunches. So once your hips can't move freely, or your pelvis, you are forced to initiate a movement with your spine mostly, right? And then therefore you work with your abs or with your lower back. Same thing with like the hip extensions before, right? I set it a little lower so my hips can move freely and therefore I can engage with my hamstrings. If I set the pad too high, I'm forced to move via my spine, and then obviously you work automatically more with your spine. So that's why it's just a grip and whip motion for me. So I don't really think too much with my on the lower back crunches. I'm just doing it because I have to set up and the muscles automatically working. That's why not overthinking the mind-muscle connection too much. If the setup is on point, the execution is on point, your muscles have to work. Keeping it controlled, standardized, and that's how it goes. So yeah, such a hard movement. But I'm curious. Like it's the first time I really dig into like training abs 2 times a week now, also with the rope. Seeing how it plays out. So right here, physique update. 5 months, I believe, into gaining. 8 kg above stage weight. Super happy how the physique looks, especially after a leg day. My upper body looks quite full. That's a good sign deep into the off season that like even after leg day, yeah, like you don't get that super nasty flat look on your upper. It means like, hey, like the glycogen, the recovery, all of that, it's in a very good spot. Yeah, the back relax looks amazing. I'm happy like with more quads, right? I get more that sweep also even on the back poses. The lat is improving, and yeah, the main focus is the quads again. The quads. Also still the back. I need to get like more and more of that X frame to, yeah, like to bring something totally different to stage next year. So yeah, I'm really happy. Like also the lats on the front double, they are more popping now. The quads starting to pop more. Yeah. So yeah, I keep the posing up. Like in the off season after each training, usually I do 1 round of posing. I think just that I don't have have to learn it all over again, because before I didn't post at all in my off season from 21 until, and it was like relearning it too much and doing it just after each session. It keeps the knife like sharp, right? It keeps everything going, and then once prep starts next year, I don't really have to a whole lot to start from zero again. Yeah, like the back post making moves. It's making moves. I just gotta make sure also next prep that I even retain even more muscle. So right now with that auto-regulative training approach, I want to try something like this next contest prep. That I don't have fixed training days, that I'm really like having it more auto-regulative also next prep. And I think this will, same with the nutrition, this will help of like, knowing when to push, when to step back. I'm at the point now where I'm really able to listen to the body. And and one goal is like not only getting leaner next time on stage, it's also always my goal retaining muscle even better. And I think that is something we can always do a better job with from prep to prep. So that is it. That is the physique. That's how things look like. I will, maintain right there mostly. And going from there. All right, guys.